Welcome to the Chester Drawers Diaries. In this video I'm talking about don't be afraid about making mistakes. So basically I wanted to make my first urn and I forgot to video most of it, so I will be making another one. And the other reason I'll be making other ones as well is because in making this one it hasn't turned out good enough to give to somebody else. The thing is, I am an amateur woodworker. It's something I've always had a passion about, something I've always wanted to do, but it's not something I've always taken action on. And excuse me, since Chester's passing, that really is my motivation and inspiration to make this work. So I thought, right, I'll start making my first urn. I videoed cutting up my piece of mahogany, planing it, that kind of thing. But then I forgot to video actually machining the piece of wood into an urn, into a box. And boxes, believe it or not, even though you'd think they'd be the easiest thing to make, they're absolutely not. So the first mistakes that I made, I cut my pieces, I cut my length of wood. So I had a nice piece of wood. I decided how big I wanted each side, and I thought, right, the first thing I need to do, because I'd seen people on YouTube machining out the grooves or the rebates and the slots for the base and the lid, I thought, right, the first thing I need to do is machine it while it's all in one piece, and then that way everything aligns, it's perfect. So using the table saw, I machined out these grooves that you can possibly see down there and down there, and that's for the base to go in, which is down here. So that's the base of the box, and that was going to go in the grooves and base that fit and form the bottom. Then I routed out the rebate at the top to take the lid, and the lid's going to be made out of oak, so it contrasts with the mahogany. So I machined all that and then thought, right, I'm going to use finger joints. But then I realised after making the finger joint jig and everything that I needed to make the finger joints before I actually routed out or rebated out the grooves. So that made that a bit awkward. So it's all a learning process, so don't be afraid of making mistakes, because each mistake I've made, I've learned how to do it right the next time. So if we don't make mistakes, we don't get things, you know, we can't be perfect. We've got to make things, we've got to learn from our errors. So I thought, right, okay, what I'll do is I'll just put a simple mitre, a 45-degree mitre on the corner of each box instead, and then the box will go together. Then I remembered I'd got this mitre locking joint router bit, and I thought, I know, I'll use that, because then the boxes will all lock together. Believe me, it is not the easiest bit to set up. I've watched video after video. I thought I'd got it absolutely perfect. I thought I'd got it spot on. I did all the tests that I was showing on the videos and things like that. Unfortunately, because the pieces of wood are so small, bits have ripped out. I've even tried to take precautions to prevent that from happening. But anyway, so we tried the mitre locking bit. It's a lovely, it does go together reasonably well, but not good enough. So those are two sides. So this router bit forms this joint here, which then locks into each other. So let's go. That one goes in there like that. See, it's not too bad. It would probably clamp up. And then that one goes in there like that. And that one goes in there like so. It says. But somewhere along the line, things haven't quite gone right. Now, if you can see me thinking, I'm thinking I might just mitre these corners off so that it's a flat mitre and put splines in. Rather than waste the wood, the question now is, you now know the problem, what's the solution? So I'm going to go crack on with that, and I think I'll video that so that you can see how I come up with a solution, and it might go completely wrong. This is trial and error, so we'll see how the video turns out. We'll see if I manage to fix the problem and create an urn and then continue with these pieces of wood. But I will be in the future making urns with finger joints initially. I've now got my finger joint jig, it works lovely, and I now know that I need to finger joint the boxes before I actually do any machining of them, routing out or cutting out any rebates or slots. If you'd like to order an urn, it will be better than this one, I promise you. I won't be selling them until I'm perfectly happy with them. But you can follow this story on YouTube. You can go to my website, chester-drawers.co.uk. You can order your free picture frames, which are also upgraded from the original picture frames. Again, it's all trial and error, learning. But the picture frames are free. They're a beautiful memory or keepsake for your lost pet, whether it's a dog, cat, spider, lizard, or whatever. And I get real pleasure out of making them. All I ask in return is that you cover postage and packaging, £2.50 to my PayPal account, and you send in a little tribute that I can share either on Facebook or on my YouTube channel about your pet, so your pet's memory lives forever. So enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.